Hi boys and girls, Mrs. Kai's here. We're going to be reading Weird Sea Creatures. It's a National Geographic kids book, and this book is non-fiction, which means all of the details and facts in this book are true. It's written by Laura Marsh, and the illustrations are actually not illustrations, they're actual pictures that a photographer has taken. Let's start. I wanted to share with you a couple of the words at the back. There's actually 6 that are important that we know. Bioluminescence is one. It's light that an animal makes by itself. Camouflage is another one, and it's an animal's natural color that blends in with what's around it. A predator is an animal that hunts and eats other animals. Prey is an animal that is eaten by the predator. Submersible is an underwater craft that can explore and gather information. And the last one is what venom is. It's a liquid that some animals make that can cause stinging, pain, or even death sometimes. Strange but true. Many strange sea creatures live in the ocean. Some are beautiful, some are ugly, some are cute, and some are scary. Weird sea creatures are strange for a reason. They are funny the way that they look, and strange things that they do help them live in the ocean. And this guy is called a balloon fish. Why do you think he's called a balloon fish? I have an idea. Some sea creatures live in the shallow waters of the ocean. Some live deep, dark in the ocean. The ocean can be a hard place to live. Deep areas are cool and dark. It can be really hard to find food there. And the ocean can be very dangerous. There are many predators. Any animal can quickly become dinner for another animal. And here's some children snorkeling in the shallow water. And they're able to see because the sunlight is right there hitting the top of the water. These are called diagonal butterfly fish. Aren't they pretty? Sea creatures have special skills that help them find food. They also have strange body parts that can help them hide and stay safe from other animals. How weird is this sea creature? This is his eye. This is called a Dumbo octopus. Dumbo octopus. And look, there's this big ear-like looking things. I guess that's why they call it Dumbo. Dumbo the elephant. This is a leafy sea dragon, and he blends in with the seaweed around it. And this is a moray eel. He has sharp teeth to catch prey. They are definitely strange looking. Some animals like to play hide and seek in the ocean. They have camouflage, and it helps them hide from their enemies. Looking strange helps them blend in with the other plants or the water around them. Camouflage also helps animals catch dinner. Do you see the stonefish in this picture? Most fish don't think that this is an animal because it looks like the rock or the coral. When they swim too close, the stonefish springs from the ocean floor and it grabs the dinner in a flash. Let me see if I see it. Wow, that is really hidden. I think this looks like his eyes and maybe his mouth. Wow. Oh, and here's a little joke. It says, "What is the strongest sea creature?" Are you thinking about it? It's a mussel. Ha ha. These guys have really big eyes. Deep in the ocean, there's very, very little light. And the longer and deeper, farther down you go, animals need to have large eyes. It helps them see better. This viperfish used its big eyes to spot a hatchetfish. This is the viperfish. Look at those. Ooh. Dinner time. The hatchetfish uses its large eyes to find tiny shrimp to eat in the dark sea. Yikes. I wouldn't want to see him in the dark sea. Making light. Many creatures in the deep dark sea have a special trick. They make their own light. It's called bioluminescence. Bioluminescence is light that an animal makes all by itself. That's a pretty trick. That's a pretty cool trick. This is called the comb jelly. And this guy is the black dragonfish. He has funny patches that glow in many places on his body. Some sea creatures use their own light as a flashlight to find prey. Light can draw prey towards an animal too. And light can surprise the enemy so that the animal can quickly make a quick escape. Here's the patch that glows on the bottom to lure the other animals in. And then he can quickly eat them up. There's also some expert food finders deep in the ocean. Some animals have wacky body parts that help them catch meals. Wow, this guy's interesting. This is called the gulper eel. This is his mouth, and that's his tail. The gulper eel has a super duper long tail. Prey comes close for a better look to see what they're looking at. And then the eel has a giant mouth that quickly opens wide, and it can eat bigger animals. It can be picky though. In the deep sea, the eel must eat whatever it can find. Oh, it can't be picky. I read that wrong. It can't be picky. Here's another joke. What did the Atlantic Ocean say to the Pacific Ocean? Nothing. It just waved. Silly. The tiny cookie cutter shark locks onto its prey with strange sucking lips. Its hard, sharp teeth sink in. They leave a bite the shape of a circle. Here's the cookie cutter shark feeding on a dolphin in this illustration. This is drawn. And here's the bite marks where they can tell those fish were eating. There's his sharp teeth. This is called an anglerfish. It has his own fishing pole called a lure. The lure glows, and the other fish want to know what it is, so they swim closer. When they get too close, the angelfish eats them up. And here's his lure. And the lure bobs up and down, and then other fish come to see what it is, and then too late for them. Deadly dangers. Bumping into some sea creatures can be bad news. The yellow sea anemone looks like a pretty flower. It does look really pretty. But it has stinging parts that have deadly venom. When a fish is stung, its muscles stop working. Then the anemone eats the fish. It does look like a really pretty flower. And this says venom. Remember, we read that in the beginning. Venom is a word that means a liquid that some animals can make that is poisonous. Oh, here's a box jellyfish. The box jellyfish is one of the most dangerous animals in the world. It has arms that are called tentacles. They grow up to 10 feet long. Wow. The tentacles deliver a painful, deadly sting. Here he is, and here's all his long tentacles. This is the lionfish. It has crazy spiky fins, but you wouldn't want to get close and touch them. The fins on his back are sharp, and they can sting you. Here's the lionfish. I wonder why they call him lionfish. And he has fins with venom. It almost looks like the fins are glowing a little bit. Strange senses. Some animals live near the ocean floor. Some of them don't even have eyes. They can't see their food, so they use other senses to find it. A sea cucumber can feel tiny pieces of food stuck to its tube feet. It curls its feet in and it licks them clean. Oh my goodness. Here's the sea cucumber. It doesn't even look like an animal. And he eats stuff from his toes. Ew. This is called the hagfish. It has super strong sense of smell and touch. It can smell food that's fallen from higher up in the ocean. It also uses feelers to find meals. Here's the hagfish. Looks a little bit like a worm. Super subs. This is about the vehicle that can go under the water to find out all this stuff. How do we know about weird sea creatures in the deep ocean? People can't dive to see these strange creatures. It's way too cold and dark, and the water pressure is strong enough to crush a person. Humans can use machines called submersibles. They can go deep into the ocean to explore. Sometimes people control them from far away, like a remote-controlled car, and sometimes people can ride inside of the machine. How deep? This submersible has a name. His name's Aloud, like the chipmunk. He can dive 4,764 feet. It would take more than 3 Empire State Buildings stacked up to reach that depth. That's really, really a far, far way down into the ocean. These odd tube worms live at the bottom of the ocean. They can grow to be 8 feet tall. Wow. Tube worms, that's really tall. That's way taller than Mr. Tim. Submersibles collect information and they have lights and special tools that take pictures. They gather plants, rocks, and animals. Scientists sometimes use them to find weird creatures, like this one. This is called a blobfish. There are probably thousands more creatures that haven't been found yet. And that does look like a blob. Wow, that is so strange looking. Here's another joke up here. Which fish lights up at night? Do you have a guess? A starfish. That's a good one. And here's some questions. It says, stump your parents or anybody else who's watching with you. Can your friends or parents answer these questions? What is bioluminescence? What are the machines called that dive deep into the ocean? What features are common in deep sea creatures? Animals that have venom are very dangerous because of what? And humans can't scuba dive deep in the ocean. Why? What is camouflage? Explain it in your own words. And last, an animal that is eaten by another animal is called what? That is the end of our weird sea creature book. I liked reading that to you, and you could go back and listen to it again and pause it anytime so that you could see the pictures closer or think about what I'm reading to you. I hope you enjoyed our book.